Hello everyone, welcome to Virtual Wellness 11. In this video, I'm going to go over course description, guidelines for the course. To find these, we will go into the Get Started Here folder, and then through there, you can see course description and overview. So once you open up those folders, again, course description, overview gets into it, and then the document is here. I'm going to stay in the preview just to make it easier instead of downloading and going through there. So as we look at the course description overview here, provided my schedule, for those that are here in the building or the hybrid DVA. Throughout the day, if you need to find me, period one, I'll be in my classroom as well as with homeroom and tribe time. And then period four, even, I have another virtual where I will be in my classroom. So you can see down here, where that information is outlined for you. During my fitness classes, it might be a little harder to find me as depending on where we are with our units, but at any point, pop in, talk to me as we go. As we look at office hours, whoops, I forgot to change that. But anyway, Virtual Wellness 11, as we go through, plan periods and virtual coursework. Wellness 11 is required course, okay? The virtual wellness course is the same course that I teach in person. It's just more in an asynchronous format, allowing you to kind of work on your own pace to a certain extent as you work through different lessons and activities, to learn the same material. For the most part, all assignments are the same. Some of the bigger group projects that we do in person, aren't there, but you'll have a different activity, assessment to do in lieu of that group work. All right, so again, you can read this verbatim. Course philosophy, just as I look at education and getting into what it is, trying to challenge you to think about how you approach your health and different topics with it. So as we're doing this, I'm going to try to make this as relevant as I can to you. Getting you to question your current behaviors, beliefs, perceptions as we look at the different topics. And as we do that, getting into hopefully building understanding on the different things, whether it's nutrition, how our body responds to new illnesses or diseases in the immune system, and the substances, whatever it might be, where we have to question, we have to evaluate what we're doing so that way we can grow. And that's what life is about, is each day trying to make ourselves better. So hopefully through the class, we can open up your mind, get into that growth mindset of expecting to learn, and expecting to improve my understanding on these concepts and knowledge. The more you put in to this course, the more you're going to get out of it. If you go through the motions, and go in, read stuff, look at things to answer questions and not evaluate yourself, you aren't going to get much out of it. And again, the more you put in, the more you're going to get, and the more growth you will have, and hopefully building your overall health. As we look through, Schoology is the key. Everything is in Schoology as you go through. Requirement wise, be on time, meet the deadlines, okay, for activities, assessments, assignments, those things. Read everything as you go through. It's very important as you do this asynchronously and more of an independent, self-guided, is you have to read directions. Okay, as you look at lessons, all that stuff as we go. And again, open eyes, mind, be ready to learn. Create that productive environment. even if it is something for yourself, it's the mental environment, put yourself in a situation to learn as we go. If you have questions, okay, in the process, if it's individual concerns or questions, if it's about you're going to be absent, dealing with an illness, whatever it might be, where you're struggling, send me a message with that as we go. If it is about the course, so it's accessing something, getting to a certain thing, whatever it might be, couple things I want you to do. As independents in building this here, I want you to figure this out on your own, as we go through. So first, go into the how-to folder in the Get Started here. See if there's a video explaining it. If not, go into the FAQ, okay, in the fitness or the virtual wellness 11 discussion board as we go. It says 10, but it should be the 11. And look at the discussions. See if the question has already been asked and answered for you to go through. If not, post your question. Give a little bit of time, maybe a day or whatever it is, to see if anyone else is there. If you have a peer who's taking the class, you're in a virtual coursework section in the DVA lab and someone else is there, ask them. See if the two of you can figure it out as you go. I will answer questions and I'll give some time to allow others to respond for that. If you give it a day and nothing happens, then send me a direct message for that. Structure of the course and pacing. Course is divided into the 2 marking periods. Okay, on course homepage, there will be a folder for each marking period as we go through. Units are broken into 2 to 4 lessons for each week as you go through for that. As you go, there may be a couple that it's just one thing to do for the week, or there might be 1 week or so where there could be a 5th lesson as we go. In each lesson folder, it contains all the instruction, information, materials, links, assignments, anything you need for that, and all the learning activities. Open up the folders. It becomes super, super important that you open up folders. Okay, so that way you can see all the links, materials, and everything there. The additional learning resource folder, anything extra, maybe it's a different PowerPoint than I used in the lesson for you. Assignments can be found within the lesson folders. They're linked with a pacing guide, which is also linked in this same folder with the course description guidelines for that. Everything that is graded is identified with numbers, so there is a code. And all assignments are due by the end of the day on Friday, so 2:45 on Friday. The idea is that during the school week, you are doing these assignments and completing them there, okay, as we go through. For assignments, I will basically have the current week plus the next week open. So on weekends, as you go home, if you want to do that, you're going to work ahead and not work to catch up. And that's the idea as we go. Grading, it is letter grades for everything. So it's 50% for each of the marking periods, the work ethic, what you put into it. Second chance, if you have an issue with a grade you didn't score as well, if you want to do a retest, we can do that. You have to send me a message, let me know. Try to do that within 2 weeks of that. Extra credit is on your own. A couple of examples here as you go. Whether it's something on there you come across like current event wise, create a poster, whatever it is. Late work. All assignments are due 2:45 on Fridays. Anything after that would be considered late. And as we move into the next week, they will get a max of 90% if completed by the next Friday. Okay, so as we go through looking at that, we'll see that. Assignments submitted over a week as we get into the second week is a 70%. After 2 weeks of being late, they will close, and I will not accept. We're going to stay on top of things, of going through with that as we go. So again, we want to stay within 2 weeks of the course. So if you think 2 weeks behind, if you're playing catch up, plus current week and the week ahead, so that is like a 4-week window of assignments that could possibly be open as we go. For communication, on Monday, I will send out 4 missing assignments in the form of a Schoology message. If I don't hear anything by middle of the week, then I will contact your parent, guardian, anything like that. On Friday afternoons, I may send stuff out, during my virtual coursework. If you don't have something in, I may send you, hey, quick reminder, to be able to get it in, whatever it might be. PBIS rubric is on here, the matrix, which is provided for you as well, which you would have probably looked at as we go through. But again, you can look at these as we go. So this is Virtual Wellness 11, what the course is, some of the guidelines as you go. All right. Let me know if you have any questions as we go through with this. Have a great day.